Welcome to podcast 41 in the series of Who Let the Master Out. As love energy expands within us and our inner master begins to wake up, there are so many things that start to awaken within us. Last episode, I spoke about how we begin to become more aware as our inner knowing sparks. And along with this, the master within us starts to use our brains to help us wake up further through the use of our sleeping dreams. So not dreams while we're awake, but when we're actually asleep. And it's actually fitting that this episode is speaking of dreaming, as we just came off of a full moon. There's amazing energy that comes with a full moon because it's one of the kind of astrological influences that really impacts our emotional body. And when a full moon is shining bright, it amplifies our emotions. So if we're feeling unconditional love, wow, it's magnified. But also if we're feeling angry or sad, fearful, lonely, all those emotions are also magnified. So I usually send out a full moon alert as a reminder of the upcoming flood of energy so that we can choose to feel what we want to feel during the surge. If you want to get that alert, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and you can find the links to those items on the homepage of my website at brettazen.com towards the top. And I may even put some links down below. You might notice that about a week before a full moon, sometime during that time, you'll start to dream a lot more vividly. And sometimes for what feels like the whole freaking night. So it's no wonder people are a little crankier than normal around a full moon with all that dreaming and with all our emotions that are being expanded. All right, well, let's talk about dreams. Our ego wants to think that our dreams are premonitions of the future and that we will be able to have people not get into a plane that's going to crash or skip work today so you don't get in that car accident or some other heroic act. Now, there is a possibility that if we connect enough with spirit, we might get messages for others through our dreams, but that would be much later, when our fear noise and fear ego have been extremely reduced. After all, this is a huge drama. Most of what happens is designed to happen. Why would we be given a dream to change something that is designed to happen? Why would you be given a vision of something to try to change it without knowing when or where or sometimes who you're supposed to warn? And I imagine that all happens in order for us to experience what it might feel like to be out of control, maybe? Sounds like something the fear ego would do to keep us in the game, doesn't it? We might also be inclined to want to believe that when we dream about other people who are still living, that we are tapping into their lives and dreaming about what is going on in their lives. But as with premonition dreams, it is very rare that this is what is happening. Our inner master is going to focus on our experience here. And here is why. These characters we play here are very stubborn avatars. Very, very rarely will they listen to what other people have to say about their lives until they are ready to hear it or ready to see it. And at that appointed time, when they are ready to start waking up from this dream, the pre-agreed event will happen. That will be the alarm to begin the process. Everything before that is just noise adding to the experience of conditional love and fear. So, out of all the dreaming we do when we are asleep, premonition and dreaming to help guide others is like 0.0000002% of them. Another small portion of our sleep dreaming is when we dream of those who have passed away. When you wonder if the dream you had about that person who has passed away is them visiting you, ask yourself, what was I feeling during the dream? If it was unconditional love, then yes, it was them visiting you. If it was fear, hate, or sadness, or anything else that was not unconditional love, then it was your inner master using the character of the person to help you with your awakening and with dealing your own emotions. So let me expand on that, because that is the primary use of our sleeping dreams. Our inner master using it to help us awaken. Our dreams are almost always about our present journey. The characters in the dream are not who they appear to be. They are always ourselves. Like life in the waking world, each person that we encounter in a dream is merely a mirror reflecting back to us the qualities we see in ourselves. These characters in our dreams will usually appear as people we trust, and sometimes the villain is played by someone we've blamed for our hurt and pain. But in whatever case it might be, they are just a representative of our own emotions. Our dreams are effective tools for understanding what is most pressing in our minds and what we are fearing. Every moment is always a choice between unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love, and our dreams are no different. So when you're trying to understand your own dream, think about what you were feeling in the dream, and not so much about what you were seeing. Though observing what you are seeing will also help you understand what is triggering the dream journey. For example, if we dream we're in a building of some sort, the structure that we're in represents our lives. Different rooms within the building as we go from room to room represent different parts or stages of our lives. So sometimes we'll be in old homes we lived in or old workplaces we worked at. So when that's happening, we might be focusing on dealing with something from our past. If you're dreaming you're in your current home or your current job, then maybe we're looking at a current situation possibly. And if you're in a strange place you don't recognize, it could be that we're dreaming of future concerns. I always know when I'm feeling disorganized or out of control because I will dream always of either tornadoes or I can't find something or I can't complete something. And the dream is frustrating because I keep trying to control things and it's just not working out. And then I wake up knowing, I need to write things down or let things go. Sometimes keeping a dream journal by your bed can be helpful too, because when you wake up, you can quickly jot down what you remember, when you first wake up, because eventually it starts to fade away and you don't remember all the details. And if not, you might continue to dream about the same subject night after night. So sometimes just journaling your dream can help with that too. Now, as our fear diminishes and our unconditional love expands, that knowing activates. And when we are listening to those whispers of love, people can tell us their dreams, And if they're not understanding why they are dreaming what they are dreaming, we can help interpret the dream for them by shutting up and listening to the other person's inner master, or the voices of the whispers of love on the other side. Because on the other side, everyone knows everyone's business. So if I'm communing with my inner master, he knows why something is happening in the other person's life or dream. Or I could be communicating with the other person's higher self, inner master. Or I could be chatting to another higher being master who is hanging around us on the other side. Or I could be hearing directly from the mother and father of all things. On the other side, we are all beings of unconditional love. So we can trust what we hear from anyone in the realm of love. It is amazing what messages we can get for ourselves and others as we talk about our dreams. It's like choosing the director's cut of a movie where you can turn on the director's commentary. It becomes very obvious what the dream was about. And we get to share that with them if they want to hear it. Next episode, we will look at the empathic power that we all have and that we get to expand if we want to. Do you feel me? That's an empathic joke. So, until next week, break the cycle. Be free. Be big. Because we're giants in a world of giants who've been taught that we're weak and small. It's time to rise. It's time to let your master out.